We're back at Solid Rock Gym with Kurt Wedberg. Kurt, now that we're all geared up, what do we need to know about technique as we get onto the rock itself?
So we like to see the belayer anchored to an anchor somewhere, so they don't get pulled off their stance. And so what I want you to do is grab a locking carabiner there on your harness, and you're going to clip that right here. Now don't lock it yet. There's a anchor down here. Take that and clip this into the locking carabiner. Perfect. All the way snug. All right. So then before we actually start climbing, there's an exchange of signals that goes on, and that lets both parties know that it's time to go climbing.
Okay.
All right, so the first one is you're going to let me know that you have me on belay, and you're going to say that by saying belay on.
Belay on.
I'm going to answer you by saying climbing, and then you're going to answer me by saying climb.
All right.
Okay? And what that is, that's 3 syllables, belay on, followed by 2 syllables, climbing, followed by 1 syllable, climb. So even if you're on a big rock somewhere and it's windy and you can't really hear each other, at least you could hear syllables, or you can even do rope tugs. So one could do 3 rope tugs, followed by 2, return it by 1. Okay, so let's run through that.
Belay on.
Climbing.
Climb.
Okay, so let's talk about hand technique and foot technique. There are different techniques you use depending on what the wall is going to give you to work with. And your feet are the most important thing. So I like to talk about foot work first. And the reason being is that's where your balance is, and also the muscles in your legs are a lot bigger than the muscles in your arms. And so with good leg technique, good foot technique, that's going to conserve the strength in your arms. Okay? So with your feet, basically I like to refer to the ball, the inside of your foot from the ball up to the toe is kind of the business end of the shoe. And that's where a lot of your foot technique occurs, is in this area right there. And so when we place our foot on a hold, we'll bring it up, and in this case I'm gonna place it like this, and this is what we call an edge right there. And then we're just gonna stand up on that edge like this. Sometimes instead of edging, we'll do what we call a smear, and a lot of times on natural rock, that's going to be a little dish in the rock, and on artificial climbing holds, it would be a place like this where we can place a hole or part of the ball of our foot on the hold, and that's going to mold into the little patterns of the hold itself. So I'm going to make a couple moves here and climb up to it. And so instead of an edge, which would be this way, we're going to smear it like this and stand up on it. So let's talk about handholds now. There are a couple different handholds you might use depending on the rock you're in, and usually when we start off, we're either using side pulls or what we call pinches. And so a side pull would be one like this, where we just grab it on the side, and then that's going to help balance us as we make foot placements. And then we have a pinch, and a pinch hold is where we're going to grab over the top of a hold like this and pull on it. So the way this looks is then with our feet, we're going to look down, place our feet where we want them, and then with our hand, in this case my left hand right here, I'm going to pinch this like this. I can even wrap my thumb around there for extra power. And then I'm going to step up, place my other foot, and so now I'm doing 2 edges here, and now I can grab this hold right here, pinch it like that, and then move my next hand up like that.
Bye.